Good morning, sir. I am Sita Lakshmi, pursuing BTech EC in Shastra University. In this video, I am going to explain the concept of cost estimation management in managerial economics. Cost estimation management playing a major role in managerial economics. First one is cost element. It only relates to the specific management decision and which will change in the future as a result of that decision. It has three features. First one is opportunity cost. It is the value cost by choosing a specific option. Second one is marginal cost. It refers to the increase in production cost generated by the production of additional product units. And the last one is incremental cost. It is the total cost incurred due to an additional unit of product being produced. Explicit cost. It is the actual expenditure of the firm, which means in the typical business cost which appear in the general ledger and have a direct impact on the probability of the company, which means it is the typical business cost which appear in the general ledger and have a direct impact on the profitability of a company. Example, salaries. Next one is implicit cost. Value of the input owned and used by the firm. Example, economic cost, which means it is any cost that has already occurred but not necessarily shown or reported as a separate expense. Sunk cost. It is an investment already incurred and cannot be recovered. Nature of cost. As we seen in the cost element, marginal and incremental cost are said to be the nature of cost. However, incremental cost refer to the additional cost related to the decision to increase output. Hence, both concepts are associated with a change in cost, but managerial cost refers to the both an increase and decrease in output. To determine the marginal cost, total cost divided by the quantity. Next one is short-run cost. The short-run total cost function shows that the total cost of producing each quantity when one factor is fixed. The fixed cost must be paid regardless of whether any of the good is produced. The variable cost will increase when quantity produced increase. The graphical representation of the short-run cost is shown. Total cost equal to total fixed cost plus total variable cost. TC and TVC parallel to each other when TFC parallel to x-axis. Long run cost function. It is a cost function that models this minimum loss over time, meaning inputs are not fixed. Using the long run cost curve, firms can scale their means of production to reduce the cost of producing the goods. The graphical representation of the long run cost function is shown below. Long run average cost equal to long run total cost divided by Q. Relationship of long run and short run average cost curves. The short run is a period of time in which the quantity of at least one input is fixed and the quantities of the other input cannot be varied. The long run is a period of time in which the quantities of the all input can be varied. The main difference is that there are no fixed factor in long run. Moreover, there are both fixed and variable factors in the short run. Next one is return of scale. The term that refers to the proportionality of changes in output after the amounts of all input in production have been changed by the same factor. Constant return to scale. It means that the increase in input in proportionality to the output gives the same level of increasing in output during the production. Increase return to scale. One can also refer to it as diminishing cost. It happens when an increase in output of production by a small proportion as compared to output produce an unexpected proportion of the output. Decreasing return to scale. It means that the increase in input corresponding to the output leads to the decrease in output. Next one is economics of scope. It is economic factor that make the simultaneous manufacturing of different products more cost effective than manufacturing them on their own. As a simple way to illustrate the contract is to use the example of a train. A cycle chain of a economic scope is given. And the last one is cost value profit analysis, CVP analysis. It's a way to find out how changes in variable and fixed cost affect the firm profit. Company can use the CVP to see how many units they need to sell to break even, cover all the cost or reach a certain minimum profit margin. These are the topic I choose to explain in cost estimation management. Thank you all.